Hi guys, this is Crossy of Eclipse Gaming TV and welcome to part 3 of my Gillingham FC A Boyhood Dream series on FM2015. And unfortunately our talisman, who you can see in the picture, Emil Heskey, is crocked for at least one more game, so we are going to have to survive without him. I have made a little bit of a strength into the side. We've got Frank Shimex in at right back, 6 appearances for the USA. I'll show you his history really quickly. So a couple of seasons in this league, playing quite regularly for Carlisle. Before that he was in and out of the side for Sheffield Wednesday in the Championship. Started out at Arsenal around about 10 years ago. And really he's in there to give us a bit of extra cover across the back where we have got problems. We are lacking a little bit in quality as well. I'll show you his stats, and he is much more defensively minded compared to Matt Fish and one of the Hoyt brothers, who I can't remember the name of, Gavin Hoyt. The less famous one didn't get Premier League appearances for Arsenal like his brother Justin did. As I might have mentioned in the first part, or I did mention in the first part, I'm a huge fan of fullbacks that can defend first and foremost, and then anything else that they happen to give, then brilliant, fantastic, I'll take that, which is a main reason for that move. And also he can slot in and play centre-back if needs be as well. There was a mention in one of the comments of me playing 3 centre-backs across the back. I'm not a huge fan of that, because unless you're massively experienced in playing that system, it's quite a tough one. The wing-backs tend to be players that are better at bombing forward and helping out in the attacking front, so they can sometimes go walkies. And then you've got centre-backs that aren't comfortable, aside from their position, being pulled out more to full-back roles. Do you get pulled out? Do you hold where you are and let them run at you? There's so many eventualities to it, and so many times with much better players and much better teams where the 3 across the back hasn't worked out. So I'm going to stick with it. The only reason that I'm working this setup with the 2 defensive midfielders is because we've got Heskey out, and I'm not too confident about the other option to play alongside McDonald. I'm quite happy to do that where I know I've got 2 very strong players up front, probably 2 of the strongest players in the team actually, in Heskey and McDonald. But if we haven't got that, then I'm going for being a bit more sure defensively, because I'm not as confident about our ability to score goals. Unfortunately, we have lost John Egan. He's out for 5 to 6 weeks, which is a bit of a blow. And Joe Martin also out for 12 days and 2 weeks. Emil Heskey 1 to 4 days, so chances are he's not unfortunately going to be fit in this part, which means we've got Hauser and Legg. Hauser's been absolutely terrible for us, 4.8 average rating in the 2 games he has played. Legg, despite being half a star in theory behind our main 2 centre-backs, or our centre-back choices, is actually seeming the most solid so far. Out of our centre-backs, you've got Shimek in at right-back, as I mentioned. Gavin Hoyt having to fill in at left-back in the spot of Joe Martin. We've got Pritchard and Linganzi in the defensive midfield roles. Hessenthaler and Dak in the central midfield roles. And then we've got Loft in the hole behind McDonald. Loft scored a couple of goals, 3 goals in 3 appearances, so already a very good signing for us, which I'm quite happy about. Right, let's get to this then. Squaring off against Swindon. This is a huge grudge match. And yeah, you might be able to hear fire alarms. Apologies for that. Seems like my flatmates have a real issue with that. So Swindon up in the player spot. 6 points for a possible 6. We have got 3 points from our opening 2 games. You might remember the first game getting absolutely hammered by MK Dons 7-3. Let's see, so a few tunnel interviews. This has got an interesting edition. Right, okay, so let's get to this one. Similar kind of thing that we go for. The attacking players will try and force them onto their weaker feet. And so they have got the 3 centre-backs across the back. So again, we're going to try and push those wing backs onto their weaker feet. Also hard tackling on the front men. Right, okay, let's go with that. So there may be a chance if we can get up the flanks to be able to exploit this, but we haven't got a whole lot of width in our team, so we might well end up with things sort of continuing as they were. So we'll tell the lads to continue and play like they did in the last game, which we will more than happily take. Great ball pretty much on the volley from Massimo Luongo, the Australian player. I have had him in the team before on one of the previous Football Managers, trying to remember which one, and that's a very strong tackle, I think you could say, in our own penalty area. Bit risky, but we managed to win that. So all we need is a penalty and a red card 3 minutes into the game. And Andrew Williams was hoping for an offside there. That didn't quite happen. Let's see how this did unfold. Just managed to ghost in front of the two centre-backs. Oh dear. The Gillingham-Swindon game is a huge grudge match, and I'm trying to think why that's happened during the history. There's been a few rivalries, actually, again with the Millwall-Gillingham rivalry, when Millwall don't seem to have a whole lot against us, but I remember there always been a bit of needle towards Millwall and Millwall fans. So, yeah, it's one of those strange ones, and I can't quite remember what kicked off, but I do know that there was a couple of Swindon fans years ago, I think when we were still in the Championship or maybe League One, that went and charged down a load of people outside the family enclosure, and it all got a bit nasty there. It seems a bit, a bit crazy. And is that Michael Smith with 2 goals that he's slotted past us? Far, far too easy. And we have got defensive work in play with our match preparation and our training, but seems like more is needed. McDonald through to Dougie Loft. 4 goals in 4 appearances, that'll do. And there are definitely goals on this side. 25 minutes played. 1 touch, left foot, back of the net, pure power. And the first goal he scored in the last game was a penalty, which he just hammered straight at the goalkeeper, and he couldn't get enough behind it. Loft and McDonald linking up again. Good bit of football here. And again, Loft with a chance to shoot and forces a save. That's a really good strike from Loft. Club captain, leading by example. Courtney Hauser could have done with a goal there after his recent performances. Loft with the ball in. Hessenthaler grabs it. Loft out to Pritchard, who's also standing there alongside Dak. Both of them have proven they've got a bit of a long shot on them. No goals for either of them though just yet. Linganzi able to play out of trouble with 2 players on him. McDonald latching on. Needed to slot that in. Boys need to be taking chances like that. So lads, that we might be able to come out of the game with a win, because we have created enough chances. Could have been 3-2 if we'd taken the opportunities we had got. Going to start getting a more attacking formation on the go as well, because that seems to work well for us. Ooh, or not. Hat-trick. Okay, offside Michael Smith, but I think that was going to be his hat-trick lined up there. Chance for Hoyt, ghosted past 2, Cody McDonald! Oh my... Oh, how can you miss that? That's crazy. Even I could have slotted that in, and that's saying something. Even though I do rock up to 5-a-side with my Samuel Eto'o Everton shirt and bright orange Nike boots. Haven't really got much of a goal scoring touch. And to be fair, this has been quite an even game, but we just look so leaky at the back. It's not the first time this has happened to me and one of our teams in these Football Manager series. I think, without meaning to be, I've become the Roberto Martinez of the Football Manager world. And with 12 minutes left to play, injury to Cody McDonald, could have done without that. So, Luke Norris up top. Nganzi could do with a breather, so I think I'm just going to go all out here and throw two up top. Antonio German alongside Norris. Stick Pritchard in the centre. Right, let's see how that goes. Get two fullbacks bombing forward as well. Try and create something final 10 minutes of this game. Jack Hessenthaler winning that ball. Then couldn't build anything from it. Ended up going straight the other way at us. Zach and Pritchard sorting that out. Love trying to play a ball in behind. Dangerous position, height over the top. Again, could have done better with that. It looked always desperate shooting from outside of the box. And it is unfortunately defeat for us. And again, plenty of positives to take from that. We look very good going forward, and if we hadn't leaked those two early goals, then it could have been a completely different story. And again, if we'd taken one or two of those chances as well. So all disappointing, and with Cody McDonald out for 3 to 4 weeks as well. That's another one of our that's one of our two strikers gone, with Heskey doubtful to be fit for the Barnsley game. And I think this is a problem. We are just lacking in depth and in quality in some areas. And if we do end up losing a player or two, it's knocked us back. And with a fairly limited wage budget, again, there's not a whole lot I can do about that either. Might have to start looking at dumping a few of the youngsters out in place of experienced heads that can do the job. But I'm definitely going to clear the room in the wage budget in order for that to happen. So let's get those two out of the way. I'll have a look in the potential loan signings that I can bring in, just out of interest. Also see who I've got as far as strikers go. See if I can bring in... Oh, this is pretty cool. You can sort by first team players. Right, let's see. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I like how that works out. Right, so let's give me a few options here. Who can I get in? I'm not sure these are hugely realistic, because are any of these guys actually going to come to us? Very interested in joining on loan. Or can we grab him on loan? First team commitments, right, okay, so that's a no-go. Look pretty cool anyway, and could become useful, but unfortunately I do not have a lot to play with as far as money, so none of that. So we want transfer status, listed for loan. Can I get Jermaine Easter? How much could I pick him up for? 10.5k, £2 worth of wages though. No, I definitely haven't got that to play with. Right, so loan signings. Can we get Jermaine Easter on loan in that and to worry about paying his wages? Just to give me a bit of extra cover. We'll want 50% from him. Okay. So I'm throwing that offer out there, but I don't think I'm going to have much luck, to be honest. Let's see what options have we got. Could do with a left back and a striker in theory. So no position, can play left back. Let's see who's available. Tom Winter available for loan. Would have been an interesting one. Get old Tom Winter back at the club. I would have potentially gone for that because he was a very solid player for me in the Dover series. And it's only one division leap. Kurtz Beng. Very quick. Have a bit of a look at him. So he's at right back. Strikers. John Marquis would be handy. I've had him before. And then also see if we can get any upgrades in midfield. You can always hope. Okay, so let's get these scout reports in. See if there's any players worth looking at. See if there's any I can get on 0 wages. Ryan Ledson may be favourable towards a loan move. Defensive midfielder. Not when to let him leave. Okay, understandable, I think. I think we want 100% of his wages, which again we can't offer. I have to submit the offer. And Ollie Lee as well. Central midfield, not really an upgrade. Okay, so we won't worry about that. That's a bang. I thought it might have been a left back because that's where we need the cover. Mission defender left. Yeah, of course we're short on options there. Oh, that's a shame. No, and then no real youth players to write home about. Okay, fair enough. So it looks like we're not going to get any joy about bringing in any potential loan players, which is a shame. Wage contribution acceptable. Well, there's nothing else I can do about it. I have no room. Trying to ask the board, yeah, it really didn't work out at all well for me, did it? So no luck there. Something I missed out on the 15% sell-on clause for Paolo Gazzaniga, as he's recently been given a free transfer. Can I get him back? Been an interesting move. Getting asked about whether Emil Heskey is going to be available. Paolo Gazzaniga has no intention of coming back to us. Kind of expected now he's tasted Premier League glory. Or a lack thereof, to be honest. Three players got crocked for the under 18s, not good. Right, so Emil Heskey, let's see how you're doing fitness wise. Returning imminently, right? Okay, so we're not going to be able to use him in this game. Cody Mack is out for a little while longer, 3 to 4 weeks. So we're going to have to throw in Luke Norris up front. Yeah, and aside from that, there's not a whole lot else I can really do. Although I'm tempted to put someone into defensive midfield to give Linganzi a breather. What have I got midfield wise? Not a whole lot actually. Right, okay, well let's just go with it. He'll have to play tired. Barnsley again are fairly up there. They're 8th in the table. We are languishing down in 18th, but only 3 games played. So let's see what we can do. This is how tight it is at the moment. Gillingham could move into the promotion playoffs if they beat Barnsley and results elsewhere go their way. So way too early to read much into this. Notice we're going up against Leroy Lita. Oh dear. That's not a good sign. Up front. So hard tackling and weaker feet. Weaker feet for the 2 wide players. Okay, so let's tell the players to relax as recommended. Seems to have gone down well. Or to the defensive performances is probably going to leave those individuals feeling a little bit of pressure on them. Pritchard, a long-range effort, the Welshman. Again, forced a very good save from the goalie. Chance for Fish to beat his man, doesn't take it. Has another opportunity, but sells Douglas short. As Leroy Leeds is looking a little bit overweight. Again, far too easy. Is that Pritchard this time? Well, no, it's not. It's John Carey. Not John Carey, Lewis Carey. Sorry, my bad. Just imagine to play balls in behind her. Come on, really? A very chunky looking Leroy Lita with a backflip. Unmarked again, Carey not getting close enough to his man. Pritchard hacking clear, had to do it. The keeper had dived and committed himself. Very good ball in, and Gavin Hoyt just wide. Agonisingly wide. Coming up to the stroke half time. Would be nice to get a goal back. Wouldn't be nice to concede yet another one. I think we can say the players are coming out with no doubt. Oh dear, Gavin Hoyt. Slid in a bit there. Chance for Doug Loft to go on the run. One player that certainly knows where the net is for this team this season, and nearly put in a great ball. And just a little bit short. Mr. Loft to Norris, who is skewing that one just wide. It's all just a little bit too easy in the attacking side of the field. For Barnsley, too many free headers. Now pulling behind well in Matt Fish, good cover. Chance for Dougie Loft, clean through, high and wide, come on. Sometimes like this we can't be affording to be giving away chances. Let's throw Leon leg in for Linganzi, who's just taken a knock. Fish through to Norris, chance for his first goal. Doesn't take it in his stride though. It goes backwards. Dak and Pritchard getting a little triangle going. Hoyt to Loft to Norris, bottom corner. That's a pretty crisp finish. And I think I'm going to throw in something a little bit cheeky here. Get Pritchard out, throw Heskey up top with Norris. No, he's not quite fully fit, but for the last minute or two. Howser well out. Soaking up the pressure. Bradley Dack well in. 2 minutes left to play. Trying to get that 1 point if we can. Nelson, good save. Now Heskey ball into Norris. Dumping amongst about 5 defenders. Get a corner out of it. Heskey again forcing the save. Loft in. Final minute of extra time. Gavin Hoyt with a foul. Oh, wow. Petulant foul. Silly. Not a good time for that to happen. Dante Heskey to work something. Plays it out to Fish. Room to run. Players to beat. And we do get a corner. Last 10 seconds of the game. Need Heskey on the end of that. Carey, chance. Hoyt, chance. Another corner. Hauser again, so close. Needed a good save from the goalie. Oh dear. Well, tell lads I'm pleased with that performance because we had a really good crack at them in the end, but 1 or 2 silly goals, as always seems to be the case. And I feel like we need to maybe just get more aggressive and take a more attacking formation right from the get-go. See if we can sort of put teams away. Might be a better plan, because we are just getting caught out when we are sort of playing a normal formation, and then we start to come back into it when we play more attacking, more aggressive, when we're trying to chase the games. So a few changes for me to possibly make next time out, and we've got a 6-day rest before we have to go again, so hopefully Emil Heskey will be back and fit, and with any luck we might get a few points out of the next part. But thank you very much for watching. I will catch you next time. If you've enjoyed this, then please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give the video a thumbs up, and drop me in anything in the comment section that I can do to improve things. That would be great. Try and keep my job past the first season. Now I've got the chance to manage my Boyhood club. We shall see. But thank you very much, and catch you next time.